Okay, everybody, this is the second time I'm filming this video. I had some thoughts after I did the first one. I wasn't as confident with it, and I decided that I wanted to redo it. So here's what I want to do in this video. And I had meant to like really iron out my thoughts, and then I kind of sat here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare some Magic the Gathering cards and the print differences between them and the value of the print differences to what is happening with the new printing cycle of unlimited versus first edition in the rainbow foil and non-foil. So essentially, if you don't know what I'm talking about, previous to Monarch and Crucible of War, previous to Crucible of War, the difference here was that the Alpha and that the Arcane Rising first edition, this is a alpha card at the bottom, didn't have this little circle with the rarity in it, okay? And instead they just had the -S. Well, now, starting from Crucible of War Unlimited, which is not announced, to be announced, starting with Crucible of War and Monarch Unlimited, really, I guess, so starting with Monarch Unlimited really is the biggest difference. But Crucible of War First Edition, this is a Crucible of War First Edition, has the dot, right? Has the M in this case. And in the future, what you're going to see in Crucible of War Unlimited is the M, the title, and then either a U after the 0 or a U after the last number or a -U. So that will be the only difference of the card between a first edition and a unlimited version. So what I want to talk about is to see how the market has reacted to that in Magic the Gathering and see if we will really see a difference in the card price, as strong of a difference, if we'll see as strong of a difference as in the alpha versions. And we're going to track, I'm going to pull up some data for you. I'll give you a little teaser of the data. I'm going to show you some data of the percentage of the percentages that the unlimited card is of an alpha card, and that will kind of give us a starting point to talk to in the future about Crucible of War and the other cards. So first off, I do want to say, I want to show off my heart. I just got this in trade, but I do want to say that I am not talking about cold foils. Cold foils, the sky is the limit in terms of the difference between value of a cold foil and a rainbow foil, because the cold foils are limited to a certain number. And in that number, it's just got the cold foil. Like, it's just got that collector's appeal. So I am not talking about that. I am talking about the difference between rainbow foil and non-foil first and unlimited sets. And I also want to say, I totally understand that there will be a premium on first edition. My point here is that the premium is going to be smaller because right now, when you play these cards, right, and you can tell that, like, it's got the, for a player, right, it's got the, like, flashiness to play a first edition card. Like, not seeing that is flashy, and you can tell, and you can see it. It's a big enough difference that you can see it. So my point is that when it's just a U here, that's not going to be a big enough difference for like the players, the people who want to flash out their deck. But I do agree that for a collector, for people who want to complete a set of first edition, it will be harder to get the cards. There will be a difference. My point here that I'm going to try to make, actually, I'm not even trying to make a point. Honestly, I would love Crucible of War First Edition to be worth way more than Unlimited because I own a full set of Crucible of War First Edition. So I'm the opposite of bias here. It's just my personal belief. So let's talk about two things. Okay, so let's talk about Rhystic Study. So Rhystic Study is a Magic the Gathering card. Don't leave. Okay, but I want to show you the price. So this was a Rhystic Study that was printed in 2000. I mean, that's what it says. So maybe 2001. Are we allowed to show Therese Nielsen artwork on this channel? Yeah, we can. Okay, but my point is this, that this was in 2000, so this card is much older. We don't have print run numbers. I know that it was an uncommon, right? But still much older in hypothetical land. But this is not a reserve list card. In hypothetical land, this card should be worth more than the card that was printed this past year in the set. But let's take a look. Let's show you the evidence here. Let's go turn this on. Let's show you. So Rhystic Study, this is the Prophecy version. So this is the old version, is sitting at $29, right? If you pick up the Mystery Booster one, which is the one I just showed you, it's sitting at $30.79. And if you pick up the Jumpstart one, which was also printed this year and has a different border, doesn't even have the like allure of looking like an old card, it's still at $30. So my point here is simply that that this difference right here, or the Mystery Booster difference, didn't warrant a difference enough to make the older, more rare card more valuable. It just didn't do it enough. Or maybe that there was just too many of these printed. I'm just using this as an example. I really believe that this is the best example to look at this because it's a very, very played card in Commander. One of the most played cards in Commander. And it's a decent value card too. Like $30 is not anything to sneeze at. So I just wanted to bring that up. So it appeared, and it's also not on the reserve list, which is important because keep in mind, like they can print Enlightened Strike forever, right? Like they can print this card in rainbow foil forever. I don't know. Can they reprint this in a first edition of another set? Like if Enlightened Strike is in a different first, like I don't know, they could do that, right? It would not be as rare though as the first edition in the alpha. It would not be like there are a limited number of copies. So that's kind of where I'm getting. But the point here being that this one in rainbow foil, it will just look the same. So we talked about Risk-Study. So now let's talk about the difference between what Magic did was they made, so this is a revised, so they made the border white. And that was a huge difference, right? A massive, massive difference. And even when they first reprinted it, it was a big deal. And so if you look at those prices for like a Scrubland, so if you look at the beta, so this is even like not first edition. This is a beta Scrubland. You're sitting at $2,800, right? Compared to the Unlimited, which is about $1,000, and then my revised, which is sitting at like $475 on Card Kingdom. Those are all the same prices from Card Kingdom. So my point is that this is a significant difference. Even for people who have the money to kind of flash out their deck, this is a significant difference in terms, and this is a reserve list card too, so it's kind of different, but this is a significant change, whereas we're going to be comparing it to what I believe as a non-significant change in the dash view. Okay, let's show you the data here for Cranial Crush and Enlightened Strike, and let's talk about it a little bit. And again, I'm not trying to push anything. I'm just trying to share data. I want to honestly track this for us and see how this projects over time. So what you're looking at right now is the Enlightened Strike Alpha on top and the Unlimited on bottom. And then this number right here represents the percentage of value that the Unlimited version has compared to the Alpha version. So this is back in December. I didn't put those dates, sorry. This is back in December. And in December, a Unlimited card carried 45% of the weight of value as an Alpha card, okay? And if you look, it kind of changed. We had significant increases and decreases over time. And actually, this price right here was $175 this week. Oops, that would be expensive. This price right here was $175 this week. I changed it earlier. And here's the deal. So it got to an average. If you look at this average, the average value that the Unlimited over the last 2 months, that the Unlimited Enlightened Strike non-foil compared to the Alpha was 27% of the value of the card. Compare that with the rainbow foil, and you see 8, 9, 9, 6, 5, 5, 6, 5, an average value carrying only 7%. Comparing the Unlimited to the Alpha version. So an Unlimited rainbow foil Enlightened Strike only carries an average of 7% of the value of the Alpha rainbow foil. Okay, this will be really interesting to track on this because there has to be, in my opinion, a ceiling for the Alpha version. There just has to be. At some point, this price gets so high that no collector can afford it, and all the people with the soft hands have dumped their cards and let go of them. I know people who have these. I talk to them regularly. They're like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll sell it this time, and then they don't. Well, eventually those people will sell their cards. The soft hands will sell, but then we'll reach a pinnacle that the price just won't be able to go anywhere because no one's going to be able to have the money to buy them. And again, This is showing, this is super rare. Like, this card is super, super rare. And you know, Cranial Crush, even the rainbow foil of a Cranial Crush is super, super rare for the alpha version. And you can see those numbers here are very, very similar. For the non-foil version, you're sitting at an average of 34% of Cranial Crush, and for the foil version, you're sitting at an average of 9%. And I really believe Enlightened Strike is a little exaggerated because of Enlightened Strike. It's, you know, it is the card. But it's still pretty much, you know, kind of only using two examples here, but it kind of shows you what the values would be. And so here's the question is, these cards were so short printed, like the amount of cards compared to Crucible of War and compared to what Monarch will be, especially with like the difference in print runs of the Majestic and not having a super rare anymore, and it's just Majestics. I don't believe that we'll see these numbers having such a small percentage. I really believe that the difference between prices, that the first edition cards will have to be worth less and the unlimited cards will be worth more, and that the player balance between player and collector will be more even in Monarch and in Crucible of War because of the print, the exaggerated print run. Crucible of War First Edition was definitely printed more than Alpha and First Edition and Arcane Rising First Edition. So there are more, you know, of these cards in existence than there were of the others. And then in addition to that, that print run issue, I just don't think it's going to have the flashiness of the other cards. And again, I want these to be worth a ton of money. Look, I have tons of Coax the Commotions. Coax the Commotion is my jam. Like, I really believe in that card. These are my extra ones, and then I have some over there too. I have 3 of them over there, 3 rainbow foils there. So like, I want Coax the Commotion to be worth money. I just never sold any of my Coax Commotions because I really think that this card is such a sleeper because if multiplayer comes out. Anyway, I want the first editions to be worth more money. I'm the opposite of biased. But I just don't believe that U down there is going to make people want to flash out their decks with the first edition cards. Collectors, sure, like they're going to want to finish their sets. But like, I really believe that anybody who really missed out on Alpha, I know there's a couple high rollers that are different. I talked to them, right, who didn't get any Alpha first edition cards, any WTR Alpha cards, and now they are trying to build a set. I know those people exist. But the average person is just going to move on to the unlimited. Look, I'm the average person. I promise you, I'm average. Okay? Like, the average person is just going to move on to the unlimited set. And so that makes the amount of people who are going to buy the first edition and pay the first edition premium less. And as a result of more first edition cards in Monarch and in what's this set? In Monarch and in Crucible of War, as a result of more first edition cards, and less people who will want to invest in the first edition cards, I just don't see it as being, I don't think we're going to see those percentages. If I had to guess, right? So if I had to guess, is that the first edition card will be more like double the value instead of 4, like this is 4 times the value. So I guess an enlightened card, a unlimited card would carry more like 50% of the value of the alpha cards. And because I believe the alpha cards, the first edition cards, will drop in price. It'll be lower, comparably to alpha or first edition Arcane Rising. So if I had to guess, I would guess that the differences will be more like 50% to 2x, compared to what's happening now, which is like a 4x. So that's just my opinions. I'd love to know your opinions in the comment section. I hope you have a fantastic day, and remember to be kind to the people around you.